Hey everyone, hello and welcome back. And today we're looking at another ST1 video, and you may be asking yourself, Mafia, why are you playing ST1? Well, it's because for my Helsing grind, I was aiming to just do ST1, and I did. I grinded all 7 stages up until the very last stage, and I ran out of time on the last stage, but I grinded about 300 games in ST1, so I went from 550-ish games to about 800 games in ST1. So you can say I kind of really like this tank, and as I think I've explained earlier in earlier videos, I find it to be very relaxing to play in the sea of noobs that currently inhabit this game, and by inhabit I mean infest this game, and I find it that driving an ST1 kind of gives you extra protection from noobs, not only on the enemy team but also on your own team as well. So we're going to look at another close game. And by another close game, I mean just a close game. This game is going to be very interesting because it starts off on a landslide, and then it kind of ends on a landslide. So on this map, ST1 is not really in a good position in many places because the map has been flattened out to the point that you can't just hold down and have your top part exposed. And also, where did that shell go just now? It just kind of just flew straight through the KV5 without hitting anything. But I digress. So I kind of try to get to this point in the ST1 whenever I get this map, and just have enemies in front of me, nobody behind me, nobody in front, nobody on the side. And I think that's how ST1 should be played. It should be played kind of like a exposed head of a cobra. And in terms of like you're always facing your enemies, and the only thing that your enemies should be seeing at any time is just your turret, because your turret is impenetrable by almost everyone, especially when we're talking about tier 8s, and then as well your sides are pretty well protected from hasty shots like that the shot the KV5 took. So in this battle we're kind of pinned down by the two tank destroyers that the enemy team has. And I seem to be getting flanked by a few tanks, and this was the right decision by the ST1, the enemy ST1 and the SU, to take me on, because ST1 is very easily circle of death because it's very slow and lumbering, and ST1 is also very vulnerable when engaging more than one tank at the same time because it's so lumbering. But in this case I got lucky because SU bounced 2 shots, and I tried to face the SU because it had higher DPM and thus posed more danger to me. But luckily my teammates actually listened to me and they came to my rescue, which usually doesn't happen, but I guess my team was actually decent, or somewhat decent. So we're just taking shots of opportunity. We're kind of winning. We know there's at least one tank on cap that hasn't been touched yet. The Centurion decided to kind of lone wolf it, and he paid for his life, even though he was at full health, and he could have easily taken down the T-54. So we see the KV4 in cap. It's bouncing shots. Again, Russian accuracy kind of failed me here. We bounced off random direction, so I loaded HE just to try to get it the reset. I don't know who hit him for 429. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit him for 429, but the important point is we are doing damage, and we got him. So now it's 5 versus 1, and it's an enemy Waffenträger, and it's somewhere in the bush, and then you just see our friendlies just start to disappear because the Waffenträger is from Atlas, so that means he's at least somewhat competent, and he's definitely not a noob. And you see he's firing just straight gold, one-shotting everything on my team. You see the tree file, and you know exactly where he is. I only had 2 HE shells left. My team is putting some damage into him. I try to sneak up next to him, and I put a full HE round into him, so he's a bit one-shot at this point. But he's doing the correct thing, which is taking down all the one-shot friendlies on my team. So it's just me and a Pershing left at this point. and I have no idea where that shot went either. It just went straight through the tank, and I paid for it dearly. So at this point, this is the crucial point of the game. The Pershing sneaks up on the Waffenträger and misses, and Waffenträger kills it. So I think the mistake by Waffenträger was he needed to kill me because I was the one that had the alpha to one-shot him, whereas Pershing most likely would not have one-shot him and give him a little bit more time to live. And you can see that Waffenträger was doing work. He was the one that killed my entire team, and he had very, very good chances of killing the rest of us. So this was a kind of a game where there's only two people in the whole game that mattered. It was me on my team, and then the Waffenträger at the very end. But I believe that Waffenträger should have killed me first before going for Pershing, because as you can see, that Pershing was completely unaware and incompetent, and he did 0 damage, and he obviously couldn't hit anything, so he was probably lagging. But of course, Waffenträger couldn't have known that. He suspected that Pershing could have killed him. So I'm not sure. But I think that's what comes down to this game. This game is always a series of mistakes. Sometimes you make more mistakes and you lose. Sometimes you make some mistakes, but the enemy makes more mistakes and they lose. So it's all about kind of checks and balances, being able to capitalize on enemy mistakes and also and also give as little opening for the enemy as possible. Hopefully you enjoyed this another SD1 video. I will take a break from it and try other tier 9 heavies, and so there'll be more tier 9 videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day. 360 Mafia signing off.